to start off super easy.
Okay.
Can you please state your name?
My name is Dwight, but everyone knows me as Jada Hudson.
My name is Francis. I go by he, him pronouns.
Yeah, my name is Stephan and I go by they and he pronouns.
Well, I'm from Barbados in the Caribbean, so it wasn't really something that was talked about in my home. I mean, I don't know why it wasn't, but I guess too, coming up in a Caribbean background and stuff, just certain things that weren't talked about. I feel like maybe mental health was maybe talked about, but maybe it wasn't called mental health. You know what I mean? But no, it wasn't something that my parents really spoke about.
I don't think the terms mental health were anything that was explicitly said in my family life. Probably not up until the time I was in high school and struggling with my own issues.
No, mental health was not talked about in my home. It actually was frowned upon. It was seen as a weakness. So it wasn't really until my anxiety got so bad that they had to recognize that it existed. Yeah.
Oh, well, I for sure see mental health in a whole different way because, again, it wasn't something that was talked about. And to be honest, I never really thought about it till I feel when COVID hit. I feel like, I moved here from Barbados, and as soon as I moved here, like I got into drag entertaining. So I feel like with that, I was always, around a lot of people, around the community. There was a lot of love and, that kind of thing. So I felt always, just busy in love and that kind of thing. So mental health wasn't really a big part there. But when COVID hit, I started thinking about alternate kinds of things. I was just like, okay, what if this goes on for a long time? What if I have to find another job because drag was always my bread and butter. That's my living, that's my career. So that mental health really hit me during COVID. I'm just this is really a thing. This is really something that is happening to me for sure. So yeah, then you would think bad things as well. You know what I mean? I'm home by myself. I can't go nowhere. If something was to happen to me, health wise, what am I gonna do? What's gonna happen? Just your mental just goes. Well, my mental went just all over the place during the lockdowns and COVID, and especially to being from Barbados. All of my family's back there, so during that time, I was thinking, about okay, what is my family going through? So yeah, for sure, it really went there for me around COVID time. Yeah.
There's almost like a buzzword around mental health now where people are talking more about mental health, but it's always in a way that's very corporate. We don't in Canada have accessible mental health supports for everyone. Instead, we get sponsorships and ads for counseling services in the media that we watch. That is not free, not accessible.
I would say so. In my family, it's my family's part Italian, so it's very machismo, all about machismo. So masculinity did not include flowers. So it was be a man. Yeah.
Now today, being here, I don't feel I have been in that kind of space. I feel now is it's okay for me to like want flowers and to receive flowers, and being a drag entertainer, being in the community and being in these spaces that are safe, and that's where my job is and that kind of thing. People do bring me flowers and give me flowers, and that kind of thing. Would I say when I was back home in the Caribbean, would it be okay? Maybe not, because I feel like a male presenting person, back then asking or wanting flowers could hint, or can look very like a little suspicious, to people back in the Caribbean. It could, mean, oh, okay, this person might be a little, different, especially like again being growing up in the Caribbean. There's a lot of things that I didn't want to, talk about or want. I know there's a lot of kids that they grew up maybe like, asking for a doll or those kind of things. I feel like flowers was something that, you didn't want to, ask for or like have and stuff, because it created this, thing that like, okay, you're asking for flowers, really? Like, is my son gay? You know what I mean? Like that kind of thing. So it was never really something that I felt that I could ask for or like speak about, for sure. No.
I see it as something that is both ignored largely. There's a larger awareness of mental health issues, but we don't, as a society, address the systemic issues or social determinants of health that lead people into having mental health crises. It's generally just how we function as a society, and a lot of it is upheld through gender norms, and a lot of people suffer in silence because of that.
Mental health is viewed better and more now. I say that because I wasn't someone that really thought about mental health before, and it wasn't something that was really part of me before till recent, till COVID happened, and I was alone, and your thoughts and that kind of thing would like run wild just because of things that like I would see and the conversations now that we're having about mental health and that kind of thing. That's how I really start thinking and like knowing about what it really is and like how it can affect someone, and if you are going through it, you know what I mean. So I think for sure today, like it's really something that is talked about, and something that is like is in our community in a positive space for sure.
Mental health now, I feel like mental health in general is more talked about. During my childhood, I didn't see much mental health being talked about. And now my own family recognizes mental health as a valid thing, and they actually recognize a few issues within themselves. So there's definitely been progress about awareness and everything.
That it's okay to, give people flowers, not only, when they're sick, or not only when, God forbid they pass, and even for like celebrations, I feel like a lot of people, they don't think that a male should receive flowers, to this day. And it's like, why? You know what I mean? Like, flowers just bring so much. There's just something about flowers that are just like really happy and cheerful and when anyone brings you flowers or gives you flowers or you even buy flowers for yourself, it's just something. The first word that comes there to me is like love. You know, it's like when someone brings you flowers, that means like, oh, they love you, whether they're your friend, a fan, a family member, like whatever. You know, it's just one word that comes to me. There's love.
It's shocking to think like that would be the most appropriate like time for a man to get flowers is his funeral. Yeah, I'm just shocked. I'm like, that's my initial reaction is shock, I guess. But it makes sense, like with how, like with my own upbringing with masculinity and everything. Like it makes sense why men wouldn't get